I actually suck at Yu-Gi-Oh, but I can go to a 26 team event and get third place in a card game called Card Fight Vanguard. You know how many people don't actually know that we play this? Fun fact. But was a fantastic weekend. I bet many of you guys also don't know about another game we play called Waishwas. Love this game. Waifu Simulator 2000, the game. Well, let's talk about those implications on that TCG ban list coming out, shall we? Thank you, OCG, for giving me plenty of content for this video. I have heard constant fire sell, fire sell, fire sell after the North American WCQ. Do you know how many people are just not confident that Sky Strikers aren't going to get hit on the list? So here's the thing. I don't care who you are. If you deny the implications of what comes from the OCG ban list, you're doing yourself a very dishonorable thing. You know, trust me, there are good things that happen within the OCG ban list that you tend to bring, or tends to actually just happen in the TCG. The first big thing we're going to talk about here is the implications of drones going to 1. And baby, let's be completely honest with ourselves here for a second. Just you, me. I know things haven't been working out between us, and you know, Sky Strikers, you know, they're the real reason why our relationship's not working out. But I need you guys to understand here that drones is going to 1. Alright, like any relationship seminar you go to, it's going to tell you the exact same thing. They might not even know what the hell Yu-Gi-Oh is, and they're going to tell you that drones is the shit tier of the relationship. Now, I'll be honest with you, I could see the TCG following suit and put drones to 1 and engage 2, but more realistically, on the expectation chart, drones is a token generator. You can chain multiples of them. Guy, I look like a little troll right now. Drones effect. You know, it allows you to basically go up the link ladder and accelerate and do bad things with the deck. Also, you know, having 7 starters in your deck, well, technically 1 reinforcement of the army, 3 ray, 3 drones, 3 engage. You have 10 starters in your deck. Reducing that number of starters from, you know, 10 to 8 does hurt the deck a lot. And drones is one of those cards that you basically, you see it as your opening combo starter. Use it by putting the card to 1. You honestly do what the Sky Striker deck should have been. You know, we see the Sky Striker engine much like Alistair and company. It's an engine that you incorporate into a deck. If you're playing it as a standalone core dependent engine, well, might not be the best call. At least in my opinion. You can prove me wrong, but for most of the things that I've seen coming out of this whole discussion is, oh no, the deck's not going to be good anymore. Alright, so you have a search card that lets you draw a card. So hold up here. You have a search card that lets you draw a card when you have 3 spells in your graveyard. What in the hell is wrong with that? I thought Yu-Gi-Oh players liked self-replacing cards that allowed you to draw cards that were self-replaceable. Maybe the year 2018 is, maybe I'm not up to the hip cool times here, but leaving a draw card, well, once again, I'm going to reiterate my statement here. A search card with a draw aspect, maybe I'm missing something. I don't think Hornet drones going to 1 kills the deck. It hinders it, absolutely. But the deck is already in the TCG. You've already got this deck that's evolved with the Trickstar concept. You know, you're using it as an engine. Once again, to Alistair and company, yes, Alistair over here, I understand that you'd like to file a grievance as you feel that you've been wronged by the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game because for some reason you feel it's unfair for a waifu to come in and, you know, take your job. And I know Dante. For those of you that don't know, there's always been the joke going around that Alistair looks like Dante. I understand that you and your 4th gig, Pepe, didn't work out. Done some other side jobs. Now you're Alistair. I understand that you want to file a grievance because they're taking your jobs. But I'm just saying, man, you should have stuck up to the times. You know, you shouldn't have wanted to be Aleister Crowley. It was a terrible Halloween idea. But drones to 1. So here's the real question I have to ask you. The amount of people that are going to be fire selling this deck after the WCQ is going to be enormous. If you look at Necros post WCQ, I think post event, if you were there with people fire selling Necros, vendors picked the shit up very cheap. You could have bought the deck off of the vendors extremely cheap. Because everyone thought the deck was going to get limited. You know, you were honestly insane keeping the deck at that event. You know what happens next list? Necros gets hit. They become still one of the best decks. That's none of my business. Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have trends. But I'm just saying, a card that self-replaces itself and draws you a card, it's bad, right? I'm just saying. But here's the thing. I gotta play devil's advocate here with a second with Engage. Engage is a card that, outside of turn 1, gets you the extra draw. Hypothetically, unless you're playing it in a dedicated, gotta go through spells, gotta go fast type of deck, you know, it's a card that probably would get you into a good second turn, you know, just more spells in the graveyard type of thing. You know, Yu-Gi-Oh's too fast for that shit, you know, fucking Fast and the Furious 8 over here, Yu-Gi-Oh edition. Watch your opponent take 24 minutes the turn. Nothing fucking fast about that. You should give your opponent a fucking penalty for taking that long, but technically if they're engaging in the game, you know, moving at a pace that's appropriate and they're making moves, I mean, it's only really an issue if your opponent's trying to decide if they want to Ghost Ogre you during damaged up, which they can't do, but you know what? I guess you could try and take that 2 seconds, so I guess. This is the shit I deal with, by the way, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. You all think I'm fucking lying about this shit, but this is how it works. So, here's the thing. I don't, unless you need money, and you're worried about Engage's drop. Well, the inevitability here is because drones got hit in the OCG. The TCG is going to look to this as a warning sign. Many people that aren't going to the WCQ that have the deck have probably already begun fire selling. They're like, get rid of this shit. Adversely, in the long run, you'll probably see, as we're heading towards more through WCQ getting done, you will start to see Engage decrease in price. There are a couple of weird abnormalities to this rule, but in terms of basic trends and the way that the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Tends to work, when something like this, like when the red light is going off, you will see these particular prices start to go down. I'm saying there's no reason why Engage should remain as high as. If you have a buyer for your Engages at 100 apiece, sell them. That's the honest truth. You know, there's somebody will always ask me, Robbie, should I keep Engages? If you can sell them for $100 a piece, that is my honest answer. Sell that shit. If you're going on TCG Player, you're selling them, you're losing, what is it, 11 to 15% in fees. $100 post fees, you get $85. You have to send that shit with tracking, so you're getting about $82 post shipping with tracking, or maybe $82.50. A lot of people don't understand how this concept works. It's probably going over your head a little bit, but fees do exist along with shipping. If you sell them IRL, you don't have to pay fees, nor do you have to pay shipping, but that is the luxury of life. So, moral of the story. The warning light has gone up. We know how the OCG approached taking care of Sky Striker engine. It is now within the realm of your own confines to be aware that this warning light has gone off. You now have to make a decision if you want to keep the deck. Are you planning to play this deck? Is this the deck that you're sticking with? Because if anything happens to Firewall, Goki's dead, Trickstar is dead for their loop. You know, a lot of these decks will get hit. And I guarantee you they're not going to hit Engage itself, even though it should go to 2. You hit the 5-cent card in the deck, which is drones, because people, quote-unquote, didn't spend a lot of money on it. We're not hurting the sales of the set. You know, in the long run, Konami didn't do anything wrong. But I'm just saying, a card that searches a card and draws a card has to be good at some point. Mark my words. the interactions and things that will come from Engage in the future, being as generic as it is, the card will be broken. But at its current price tag, there is a lot of consideration to sell the shit, just to make back your quick money. You played your events, you know. Keeping Yu-Gi-Oh cards is expensive, but Engage should be honestly a $50 card, but that's just my 2 cents. So, hope this answers the questions for those of you that have been asking these of me. Quite honestly, there have been a lot of these going around right now. I will talk more about the implications of the ban list, but this should answer the yield question of, should I fire sell my Engages? Alright guys, do Serenos. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.